Well, let's get more analysis now on our top story this morning. And the family and legal team of late Alexei Navalny have accused the Russian government of hiding his body, while Russian diplomats in the United Kingdom have been summoned by the UK Foreign Office to explain the death of the anti-corruption campaigner.
And it all comes amid global condemnation of the death of the outspoken critic of President Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. Dmitri Alperovitch is an advisor at the National Security Institute at George Mason University and joins us now from Munich. Good morning.
Hello.
What's your assessment of the news that's been unfolding out of Russia over the last 48 hours?
Well, this is certainly an end of an era because Navalny was really the last politician in Russia that was allowed to remain in Russia until obviously he was poisoned first and then returned to Russia and was promptly put in jail. But the one figure that some people believe could have potentially been an opposition figure to Putin, could have staged at some point enough of an uprising to overturn the Putin presidency. I think the likelihood of that was very low, but he was the only one that had some potential to do so, and now, of course, he's dead.
And we've heard that the family and legal team of Navalny have been told that this was because of sudden death syndrome. There have been accusations, though, that this is poisoning. Do you have a sense of what's going on here?
Well, we don't know, of course, and we may never know. The reality is that this is Russia, and we cannot trust their investigative methods. They're hiding the body. But the reality is that even if there was no direct foul play involved in terms of this immediate time preceding his death, as the U.S. government said, as President Biden has said, there's no question that the Russians have killed Alexei Navalny because they've been trying to starve him, they've been trying to torture him for the last 2 years, and if his body gave out over that period of time and ultimately caused his death, they're still responsible.
And of course, given the former attempts to poison him with the Novichok, there will be lots of parallels made to that. Allies of Navalny and his family and legal team are demanding that his body be released. We've heard in the news that his mother was sent to a morgue that was closed. Is this all about the politics around this death?
This is vindictiveness. Putin hates Navalny. In fact, he has refused to even say his name when he has been asked in press conferences about him. He referred to him as the blogger. He has a very visceral reaction, very negative reaction to Navalny because this is the one person that dared to challenge him, that was able to organize massive protests in 2011 when Putin came back into power as president of Russia after a rigged election. So a lot of what you're seeing right now, I'm sure, is the extension of that vindictiveness being exposed really against his family now, and his mother and his wife that can't get the body. It is just simply outrageous.
And over many, many years, Navalny has been described as a thorn in the side of Vladimir Putin. There is an election coming up in just the next little while. Do you see a link?
No, and actually, it might be an argument that there may not have been poisoning involved here because, let's face it, the death of this prominent opposition figure right before an election is not necessarily helpful to Putin, that wants to have a smooth election, that wants to have a very high outcome in terms of his re-election, even though, of course, the election itself is not in doubt. He wants to show the world that he can get maybe high 60s or 70s as a vindication of his hold on power and his popularity with the Russian people. So I'm not sure that Navalny's death right at this moment is particularly helpful to him, but I'm also quite certain that he is not shedding any tears and deep down inside very likely is quite glad that this man is now no longer with us.
Dmitri, we've heard condemnation from right around the world, including from all sides of politics here in Australia. What more should the international community be doing, or should they be doing more, in fact?
Well, we have to realize, of course, that President Putin, as we speak, is persecuting this incredibly illegal and outrageous war against Ukraine, that we have Ukrainians that are dying by the dozens every single day on the front lines and from the missile and drone attacks against Ukrainian cities. So we should recognize that this is yet another crime that President Putin has committed in causing the death of Alexei Navalny. But at the same time, we need to understand that we should be doing everything possible to stop his illegal invasion of Ukraine. And to the extent that there are any options available to us to put further pressure on Russia that are within reason, we should be exercising those for those reasons, not just for the death of Alexei Navalny.
Dmitri Alperovitch, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.